1990 was an historic year. The Communist Party relinquished power in the Soviet Union. East and West Germany were reunited. Nelson Mandela was freed from a South African prison. But there was an even more momentous occasion on the horizon. For 1990 was also the year that three men founded worldwide technology. And what began as a small startup grew over the next 20 years into a world-class organization. Today, still led by two of the original founders, Dave Stewart and Jim Kavanaugh, WWT has annual sales closing in on $3 billion, has offices in 22 locations, and is home to over 1,300 employees. Now sit back and enjoy as we take a look at the past 20 years of worldwide technology.
Yo, VIP.
Funded with a loan of $100,000 from TAS, Dave's consulting firm, and just 3 employees and a couple of phones, WWT was up and running. Things went smoothly for the first few years. WWT had some early success with key customers like SBC and AT&T. But by 1993, sales couldn't keep up with rising expenses and cash flow demands. WWT's financial controls were out of control, and the bank was ready to shut us down. The going got a little rough. The horizon grew less bright. Tough decisions needed to be made if WWT was going to survive. So adhering to the principles of making difficult decisions and having the right people in the right places, Jim Kavanaugh made one of those decisions. One of the original founders was out. The employees regrouped, and with hard work, late hours, and dogged determination, and big wins like the Federal GSA, McDonnell Douglas, and Army Corps of Engineers, things started to turn around. It was through this adversity and the ability to overcome it that the spirit of doing whatever it takes became a foundational piece of WWT. Jim and Joe embodied this spirit when they loaded a truck full of computer equipment and delivered the just-in-time shipment to a customer in Omaha, barely missing overpass bridges along the way. WWT's culture was developing. The employees not only worked hard, but played hard too. Beer Fridays were established. Christmas and Halloween parties were thrown. And even in those tough times, led by Dave Stewart, WWT wanted to give back to the community and supported organizations like the United Way, Ronald McDonald House Charities, Habitat for Humanity, and Toys for Tots. By the end of 1995, WWT was standing on solid ground and was ready to move forward. A conscious decision was made to partner with strategic technology companies like Sun Microsystems, Cabletron, and Cisco Systems. The first warehouse opened in 1996. Hundreds of employees were hired, and dozens of facilities were added throughout the U.S. 1997 saw the start of the dot-com boom, and WWT made the decision to stick their toe in the pool. In 1999, WWT raised $27.5 million from 2 Boston-based venture capital firms, and TelcoBuy.com stood on its own. TelcoBuy was valued at the ridiculous price of $1 billion, even though they made no money, and they were ready to go public on the New York Stock Exchange. The motley crew who led the effort were Jim Kavanaugh as CEO, Mark Catalano as president, and Tom Strunk as the CFO. A mere 2 weeks before TelcoBuy's IPO, the market crashed and brought hundreds of companies to their knees. Once again, WWT had to reorganize to survive. And once again, everyone hunkered down and did whatever it took to get the job done. WWT and TelcoBuy merged, and another crisis was averted due to WWT's people, culture, and work ethic. It was out of this adversity that our core values and leadership initiatives were formalized, and ePath was born. By leveraging the core values, the leadership initiatives, and once again having the right people in the places, WWT began to grow aggressively. In 2003, Tom Strunk was named CFO of WWTHC, a move that was a financial gain for the company, but a follicle loss for Tom. Due to the dedicated team performances and our people going above and beyond the call of duty, a large number of contracts were secured. But no single contract more clearly demonstrates our employees' willingness to do whatever it takes to get the job done than the AT&T supply chain outsource contract. Unquestionably, the largest and most challenging contract ever won by WWT. This undertaking positioned us as the sole supply chain manager for the largest and fastest growing wireless technology company in the world. Our task was to consolidate over 400 distribution sites into one mega facility, and it required the coordination and handling of over 20 tractor trailers full of equipment each day. Even the customer wondered how we would do it. With our culture as our foundation, the WWT employees didn't miss a beat. Warehouse employees and volunteers from every department in the company worked relentlessly side by side. They often put in 20-hour days, working warehouse shifts after finishing their day jobs. When the job was done, we had consolidated hundreds of distribution facilities into one 500,000 square foot warehouse and were recognized by AT&T as the Supplier of the Year for customer service. This effort became a showcase for future WWT customers and a point of pride for the team members who made it happen. As proud as we are of these large team achievements, we are equally proud of the individual efforts and the smaller teams who work to make a difference. One shining example was the team of WWT engineers responding to Hurricane Katrina. These guys drove an RV to Mississippi and spent 6 months helping first responders build out their wireless and voice networks. A massive undertaking which should be noted with a round of applause. And another round of applause for the fact that 2006 saw WWT pass the $2 billion mark in sales. Now all the hard work and self-sacrifices of the early 2000s really began to pay off. In quick succession, we got the SOUP contract with NASA, the ITES-2H contract, did $1 billion in sales with Cisco, and were named Cisco Partner of the Year. We even developed the TG500 movable telepresence solution in our free time. Did we sit back and relax? No, we continue to move ahead. We continue to differentiate ourselves from our competitors, and we reinvested in our company, our culture, our community, and our people. For our company, we acquired Server-Centric Consulting. We opened our first international facilities in Sumaré in Brazil and opened the massive Gateway facility, which at 500,000 square feet is as big as 14 football fields. For our community, along with our ongoing support of Habitat for Humanity, Ronald McDonald House Charities, United Way, and Toys for Tots, we supported the build-out of the St. Patrick Center, a facility that helps the homeless and underprivileged in St. Louis learn marketable skills and find meaningful work. For our people and our culture, we introduced coaching tools to help WWTers continue to improve and reach their full potential. We implemented telecommuting to help them lead more comfortable and fulfilling lives, and introduced Casual Fridays. Of course, one of the highlights of the past 5 years was George W. Bush's visit to WWT and his presidential pardon of the WWT Goose family. Which brings us to the present. 2010 opened with the acquisition of PTG and the finalization of our $2.3 billion in sales during the most challenging economy seen since the 1920s. We went on to win prestigious awards from HP and Cisco, open more international facilities, including Mexico and Singapore, and are on track to exceed $3 billion in sales in 2010. Ladies and gentlemen, we have created a success story over the last 20 years. But this is only the beginning. Dave and Jim know that this success has been due to our culture, and most importantly, our hardworking and devoted employees. Your continuing dedication and hard work will help WWT grow for the next 20 years and beyond. On behalf of Dave and Jim, thank you